welcome everyone. We'll get started very shortly and start taking questions. Will from Florida, hello. Amazing. Really good stretch, huh?
Yeah.
3 people from the United States, which is not actually a surprise to me because there's quite a few people in the mailing list, at least from the United States. So this is really, really good. We've got people from London, people from Italy, the United States. Sorry if I've forgotten anyone. And we have Raven from Germany,
Yep.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're covering the map quite well. So I think actually we will get started. Just so everyone knows, we're recording this. I'm going to chop up basically. I will chop off everything up until basically now. But again, we're taking questions in the chat. I'm going to introduce Raven, tell you a little bit about her, and she can tell you a little bit about herself as well. And yeah, we'll get started. Is that all right with everyone? Sound good?
Yes.
Fabulous. Okay, cool. All right. I'm sure there's going to be people hopping on as we go, but I'll just let them in and invite them to say hello. Fabulous. Okay, Robert just joined as well. Anyone who's just joined, say hello in the chat and where you're calling from. That'd be great. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. So the reason, so welcome everyone. By the way, if you don't know already, I'm Chris from Unlock Your Sound, which is an online resource for independent music artists and producers and industry professionals. And the reason I've organized this for today because we have Raven here, who I fortunately connected with some time before. And she's doing like really amazing things on the blockchain when it comes to connecting with artists. I published an interview recently, which you may have seen on the site, which you may have also seen in the invite for this event, where we talked a little bit about how Raven kicked off the whole blockchain thing. But I'll allow Raven to introduce herself now and take it from there, Raven.
Thanks. So yeah, hello everybody. I'm happy to be here tonight. I'm Raven. I'm from Germany, and I make electronic music mostly. I started playing the drums when I was a kid, and then switched over to making electronic music 9 years ago. And yeah, the last years were quite frustrating for me in the, let's say, normal music business. So everybody might know this. To get some attention, to get contacts or whatever, it's tough. So if I posted something on Facebook, then I was happy to get like 5 likes or something or a comment. So it was like a tough job. And then I was always searching for new ways to promote myself, to promote my music. And then yeah, I found a community which just started with blockchain. So I mean, blockchain is a big, big word, and I don't know how much experience you guys have with this topic, so it's hard to sum it up. So there are different blockchains, and of course, you cannot be active on every single one. So, for example, the most blockchain people know is the Ethereum blockchain. This might sound familiar to you, I think, but I'm doing my stuff on a different blockchain, or basically on 2 blockchains right now, and I'm thinking about adding a third one. So these are smaller ones. So the blockchain I do most things is called Hive, and the other one is called Wex. And I'm thinking about also joining the Ravencoin blockchain. That's funny. It doesn't have to do anything with me, but it's also a very creative-based blockchain. So yeah, the blockchains I use are different than Ethereum and still smaller. I looked at Ethereum in the beginning, and I don't know, I'm doing some things there, but it's not the right setting for me because it's already very big. It's like feeling the same like if I would upload my music now to YouTube and hope I get some clicks, but it's full of videos, it's full of artists, and the blockchains where I am active are still new and small, and
Right.
very creative, concentrated. So it's not only about music, it's about, there are many photographers, animation artists, drawing artists, whatever creative things. So this is, for me, I experienced a whole new world when I entered it. So I entered Hive when it was just born, which was about 5 years ago. And yeah, so now I'm already established there, and most people know my name, and it's, yeah, it's great. I think it's a big chance to be in something this early, and it's 5 years old, but it's still very, very early, because this whole blockchain thing really get a boost in the last, let's say, 12 months or so, but it's still
Sure.
in the very beginning. So the chances are big, and the earlier you enter it, the bigger your chances are to, yeah, find your own niche and make your stuff there and get your name out there. So yeah, this is basically the way I yeah, use right now.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's I mean, you know, the when we like kind of first connected and I started seeing like your Hive blog, for example, which seems to be like your kind of like primary communication platform in your blockchain world. Would that be correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So for everyone else, Hive is like it's like a blogging platform on the blockchain. Would you think that's correct to say?
Yeah, well, the
Yeah.
core of Hive was a blogging platform.
Yeah.
This was like the beginning, and this is still the core. But there
Yeah.
are, I mean, Hive is like a whole city, really. And the blog is only like one
Sure.
building in this city. So as
Sure.
more time goes by, more and more buildings are built around this block. And the cool thing on Hive is that you log into your Hive account and all the things are connected somehow. So there is, for example, also a platform which is for music, for video uploads, like YouTube on Hive. So if I upload a video on this platform, it's automatically posted on my Hive blog. So
Right.
there are many of these kinds of connections, and that's great. Yeah.
Sure. I mean, something I might say as well, like just to like get the audience kind of like up to speed on how this works, for example, is because it's quite a simple concept. I mean, how many in the audience are familiar with Reddit, for example? Right? Have we got any? Yeah, Reddits. Just you could just say yes in the chat. Yeah, yes, Reddit user, that sort of thing. So you know how on Reddit, right? It's like there's already like a points system, right? So if I make a post and into a subreddit, for example, and people like it, they vote it, right? And then my kind of profile accumulates points, right? Now, Hive is very much like that, or you know, blockchain based blogging platforms or content platforms are like that. But the difference is those points are on the blockchain, right? And because of the speculative value of that, they have market value, if that makes sense. So if you follow someone on Hive, for example, and they post a really cool piece of content, and Raven, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, but and people upvote it, they get points, but those points are tokenized on the blockchain, right?
Yeah.
And because of speculative value of it, like speculative value of everything, they're tradable in the marketplace between lots of different, basically any other cryptocurrency. I mean, there's even like a really simple exchange on there, isn't there? Like if you, there's block trades, I think, and you can exchange
Yeah.
Hive for Ethereum.
Yeah. But you can also use Binance, for example.
Yeah,
Send
right.
your Hive to Binance and exchange it there for whatever currency.
Yeah.
So there are lots of ways. There's crypto.com. So it's easy to get the money out. It's not, I mean, easy in the crypto world is still maybe not that easy as on your normal bank account, but for crypto, there are many ways already which are very easy. Yeah.
So I'm going to throw a question to the audience real quick, actually. Who here, for example, has like a wallet, like a crypto wallet, whether it's a Bitcoin wallet or an Ethereum wallet or what have you? Has anyone created one before? And like, if you have, was it like confusing? Was it, was that the last step, or was that like the first of many steps? Love to hear from you lot what your experience has been so far. Feel free to say never done it in my life, too scared, which is a lot of people out there, I think, right?
Yeah.
So let's see, because I know, for example, so we've got a no from Robert on the wallet thing. Fair enough. Never done it from Daniel. Right. Totally normal response. And that's what Will says, just learning, never done it. So that's the thing, isn't it? I feel like that's basically the biggest point of friction, isn't it? Like I've kind of accumulated this theory recently where, because Raven, for example, when I was looking at your stuff for the first time, like what I found that was really cool, and I see this kind of sentiment generally in the crypto world, is people who are in it are very hungry for like new stuff, like they're very they upvote your stuff, which generates crypto in your account, for example. They're very keen to invest in like NFTs that you drop, for example, and that sort of thing. I mean, you'll talk about this, I'm sure, but even buying stems of you from the blockchain, which is amazing. That's what's possibly, and I think one of the reasons I really want to set up this webinar, because like it seems to me actually that if, as an artist, if you tap into a crypto audience, like a vertical in the crypto world that resonates with, your music and your brand and stuff, then you might find actually that, because they're kind of early adopters of something and they've got a crypto wallet and a balance, and also that like there's not a huge supply of creators on these platforms like there are on Instagram and YouTube, what have you. Find actually, it seems to me that the economy is very fertile inside the crypto world. Would you agree with that, Raven?
Yeah, and it's what I experience is very different from all the other platforms,
right?
Let's say normal social media platforms I used. So as a small artist, I mean, I'm not signed to a big label, so that's a different thing, but it's all about independent artists. And the people on the blockchain, I think, are really somehow fed up with the normal system, with this like big label system and stuff, or even if it's not about music or different things, people are just fed up with the whole normal centralized systems, and they want to just have something else. So people who come here mostly think very different, and they're really interested in everything that new that people do, everything that is different. And I experienced so much support, and really people who say, oh man, electronic music is not my kind of thing normally, but you're doing things so different and it's so interesting. So I really love listening to it, and I love following you and support you. And it's, in the beginning, it was very overwhelming for me because it was so different. And I thought, okay, maybe it's only just nice comments and people are being nice without really meaning it. But after some time, I experienced that it's real. It's not just some bullshit, but it's people really mean this, and they want to make a difference. They want to change the system, kind of.
Definitely.
And what is so cool about these decentralized platforms is that in the beginning it was only just a blogging platform, but now people are just building their own projects on this platform. So there's all kinds of things. Some people build games, crypto games. Others build, I don't know, merchandise shops. Others build new. It's complicated to tell people who don't have any experience with it, but there are so many different aspects to it, and that's awesome because people just jump in and say, oh wow, I love this whole community thing. I will build my own project here now. And I so in the last, let's say, 12 months, I saw so many people who I know build up their own project and doing a great job. So what I experience, most people here are very fascinated about it, and they're very motivated to do a difference, to make a difference, to add their own thing to this blockchain. And that's what is so great, because it's just growing. And it's not only about blogging. I mean, just to name some examples, it's gaming is a big part of it. So even gaming, you can earn while playing, but also as a musician, you can get your music into these games. So for example, there's one game where there's an in-game radio and they only play crypto musicians there. And so a lot of people get to know my name through this game. Or I'm a I'm a legendary card in one of these games. So like a collector's card. So it's cool that you can also get your music into these games somehow. And so this is a big part of the blockchain. But also what I like so much about it is, so I don't know, like 15 years ago, I loved making things on stock exchanges, like doing some stock stuff. But I always thought, oh man, it needs more like a gamify feeling for me. Then it would be so cool if it would be like a game and I could still earn while trading. And that's exactly what it is, Hive. So it's also about investing. There are so many different tokens. So like, to explain this, Hive is like the let's say like the base layer of it. So there's a currency which is called Hive, but you can build different other tokens on this platform. So there's not only the token Hive, but there's also like, I don't know, hundreds of other cryptocurrencies which are connected to Hive. So basically everybody can build their own crypto token if they want to. And so it's also about investing, about trading if you're interested in this. And it really helps me, because everything I earn, I start to invest to gain more, like gain interest out of it and stuff. So it's like a whole chain. It's not like, okay, like if I compare it to the normal world, it was like, okay, I sold a game, like a song on Amazon. I got, okay, I don't know, 60 cents. And that's it. This money comes to me and that's it. But it's different here, because I use this money to invest in other things, build up my portfolio, and get interested on all of these only by holding some tokens. You get yearly interest or daily interest, or by staking, or I don't know, by only holding NFTs, you get interest in a different token. So there are lots of ways to create passive income, which is also very cool. And right now I'm just using all that I earn. I don't cash it out for me, but I just build up to then have enough funds for making my own projects with it. And that's awesome. So it's not like I have to invest my money. I just use this money and I paid a lot of designers who made graphic files for me with Hive, for example, because there are so many creative people on this blockchain, and there are so many possibilities of cooperate with each other. So I say, okay, you make my NFT, you design this for me, you make this animation, and I pay you directly in Hive, and it's awesome. So it's like a whole ecosystem and full of creative people of all kinds of, So
100%. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, like there's a few keywords that you said there, which are one of them being like collectors or like collections. Like that's the kind of like very much like the vibe that I get in this world, is because like these people, like they're in like investing in NFTs and from their artists, their favorite artists on blockchain and that sort of thing. You know, because they remind me, or they are quite possibly the same people. Some of them might be in this room right now who like buy vinyl. They collect music. They're collectors of things, if that makes sense. But what I'd like to kick off with as well, actually, is you know, because it all makes sense. But like, what if you were to advise like a musician or an artist like how to get started, you know, in this world? Like, what would the step one be for you? Oh, by the way, also to everyone, at some point towards the end of this, we've got a little PDF for you as well, little takeaway PDF that Raven has generously made for this, which is like a little guide. Well, it's just like a a deck of a few things that will help you get started. But love to hear from Raven, what the step one would be really for a musician.
Yeah, so step one would just be to create a Hive account. That would
Right.
be like the first step. So I'm not gonna lie, this whole crypto world is not as easy as the normal platforms. So if I sign up to Facebook, I'm just signed up, I can post, and that's it. So it's a little bit different on the blockchain. But if I compare it to Ethereum, then this is way easier than setting up MetaMask and all this Ethereum stuff. So maybe I should share my screen, I think.
Okay, great.
So let's see.
And if anyone in the audience thinks of a question along the way, feel free to pop it in the chat, and then we'll come back to the questions when there's a moment to do so.
Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Hope it's all right.
Can everyone?
Sorry?
I'm just asking the audience if everyone can see it. All right.
Is that fine for you? Okay.
Yeah, looks like it's good. Good stuff.
Okay. So there are different ways to enter Hive. It's possible through different platforms. So there's a site which is called hiveonboard.com. This is also, the link is also included in the PDF file you will get. So this is like the basic door to Hive, and it says you can create an account here. So onboarding. So it's very easy. It's the same as you know it. You sign up, you just choose a username here. So like, just to show you guys, I'm going to say Raven Test. So, and it says, okay, the name is available. I agree to the terms. I click continue. And then what is different to a normal account is, and that's very important, is so if you sign up to Facebook, for example, you have your username and you have your password. But in the crypto world, maybe you might have heard about this. You have a very complicated password and you have private keys, which you can see here. It's very small, but you can see it's a very long key. So if you forget your Facebook password, you can just send an email and say, okay, I forgot my password. Can you please send me a new one? But this is not going to work on the blockchain. So this is the most important thing to know in the beginning, is if you lose your keys, you can never enter your crypto account again. Right. So this is the basic rule. Don't give away keys to anybody else, because they can just mess around with your whole stuff, and save your keys on a place where it's just not gone. If your computer breaks down, what I do is all important stuff I also have on paper at home. Sure. So this is just the first very different thing, these keys. But
that's and I suppose that's very much part of the decentralized nature of this stuff, right? Because like a blockchain isn't a company, right? It's a community driven concept, literally, right? There's no one person who controls a blockchain. That's literally the decentralized nature of it. So when you lose your keys, there's no one to help you. And that's, for a lot of people, that's, for some people, obviously that might be like, oh God, that's a bit dangerous. But for a lot of people, it's like, oh no, that proves to me that that's why they call it bankless, or like new banking or something like that, because it's literally your own bank, isn't it? Like it's, that's for some people. For a lot of people, that's the empowering piece of this, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because you hold your keys, and it's not like a company holds your login or your files. So that's really a different thing. So I'm not going to do this now, because I don't want to set up Raven Test. I don't want to have this name. But you see, it would be easy. You have to download your backup keys, or you have to copy it to your clipboard at least. Otherwise, you cannot click here. So if I would copy, I could say, yeah, I understand the rules, and then you could create a Hive account. So this is the easy step. So what will then happen from now on is there are many different, like I said, different websites which run on the Hive blockchain. What you could do is sign up to all of these websites always with your Hive username and your key. But this is way too complicated. So there's a different solution. What I like very much, it's like an you can't see this. Okay, maybe I have to share my whole screen because it's not popping up. Sorry. Let me just.
No problem.
Okay, just.
In the meantime, I might have a go at a couple of questions that have popped in just while that's happening. Daniel, for example, when you upload a video on Hive, do you upload to YouTube as well? I mean, you can do, but at the end of the day, it's a very different concept. It's a different place on the internet. You can upload to YouTube, but you're not with upload. So with YouTube or any other platform like that, for example, you're just uploading to a Google server, right? When it comes to some of this, when you upload something to the blockchain, you post it to the blockchain, which is the thing you have to think about. Blockchain is like, it's basically that's why they call it a chain. It's a series of data, right? That is kind of farms, that is mined but by the community, but it's like a trustless third party kind of log of information that's added to it along the way, and it's completely indisputable in that sense. So it doesn't upload to a company server, it uploads to another decentralized entity. Does that make sense, Raven? Does that
Yeah.
help answer that question, do you think? For sure, like definitely look into the concept of the blockchain and start to internalize like the decentralized nature of it. It's not a company, it's not an entity, it's not a server necessarily. It's not even a single company server or something like that. Like it's literally it actually pulls the computing power of a large community of computers to keep it up, basically, and to keep it secure, which I suppose kind of leads into Robert's question, which I may not be able to really answer like completely definitely, but I'll tell you something about the blockchain is that, like, you might have heard of like mining, right? So when mining happens, it's a lot of it's like this proof of work concept, right? Where the collective computing power of many hashes through these layers of cryptography on a given piece of data, like lots of layers and layers and layers and layers, like, you know, a ridiculous amount of layers. And that's the kind of reason, like partly that it's secure. Again, it's not like someone's server or something, but definitely look into the security of it. I couldn't answer that. I'm not like none of us here are like blockchain technical experts or anything like that. But, you know, a lot of these blockchains have been going on for a long time, quite a long time now, actually. I mean, I think even the Bitcoin blockchain started in 2009, right? And it's not like it's been hacked or anything like that. And even though it's high value at this point. So yeah, hope that helps.
Should I go on with?
Yeah, crack on, definitely.
Or
Thank you.
any other questions to this topic? Otherwise, I would just explain. I mean, 1 hour is much too short to show you guys the live world, but I'm trying to just explain the main points of it. So yeah, but feel free to ask questions anytime. So what I was gonna say about signing up in all these different pages that are on the Hive platform. So what I said was you could either just sign up like a normal, like you know it, with your username and your key, or there's like it's called Hive Keychain. So this is it's a browser extension which you don't have to, but you can add it to your browser, which I did. And then, I mean, I'm not going to show you my keys, but I have my keys in here. So in this keychain, and it's like whenever I log into my keychain, and whenever I open a page which is on the Hive platform, it's just automatically signed in because the keychain is signed. So this is like an easier way, and it's also not only a sign-in, but for example, I have my tokens here on the platform, on this keychain, and I could send directly from here to a different user on the Hive keychain, on the Hive platform, sorry. So I could send tokens to, somebody else from here. So this is all,
Right.
seeable. And also here's like a history, so you could see what happened in my account. So it's like a basic overview. And so maybe what is important for me is to understand how you earn money on this, let's say on the core of Hive. So I would like to show you my blog. So this is like, can you see it? Yeah, this is my Hive blog. So you can see here are all the different posts I did.
Yeah.
And for example, if we just open one of these posts, then you can see it's like it's similar to how posts looked on WordPress some years ago. So it's like a real, in its core, like a normal blogging platform. So you can see here, I can add pictures, I can add links, I can format the whole stuff so that some things are bigger than others and whatever. So there are a lot of ways to make it look better and things. So this is a post, and the way how it works, how you earn money with it, is if I post this, then it's 7 days after I posted it that I can earn with it. So after 7 days, I'm not going to earn with this post anymore. So for example, if somebody upvotes my post, I have 532 votes on this post. I mean, I never had 500 votes on Instagram or Facebook. So it's a really different number. And if people upvote, you can see here's everybody who upvotes. And it depends on how big their own account is. So the bigger their account is, the more money I get if they upvote me. So for example, he's the biggest one on who voted here, and his voting power is 1.6 Hive, which I get when he upvotes my post. So just to show you my wallet here. So on Hive, there are three main currencies. So it's Hive itself, it's HBD, which is Hive-backed dollars, what is the stable coin of Hive, and there's HP, which is Hive power. So the more Hive power I have on my account, if I would upvote another person now, and the more Hive power I have, the more the other person earns. So it's really connected to your Hive power. And you earn Hive power by making posts. So like you can see here, these numbers is what I earned on my posts. And parts of it go back into the system, and other parts go into my wallet. And it's always like this, that 50% of what I earn go into my Hive power, and 50% of what I earn go into my HBD. So this is like, I'm just posting, and this is just the way how I stack up my own power of my own account. And if my vote value gets bigger, it might be even more interesting for other people to follow me, because I can just give them a bigger upvote and they earn more when I vote. And it's not that I have to pay anything for voting. So they earn money, but it's not drawn out of my own wallet. So it's not like I have to pay anything for it. They just earn it out of the system, out of the Hive that are getting paid out daily.
Sure.
So this is the cool thing. I can support people without having to put my money in it.
Sure.
It might sound like a weird system in the beginning because it's so different than the normal world, but it's really working like this. And so what I normally do is, for example, here, if I earn my HBD, my stable coin, I can stake it. So staking is a really common thing in the blockchain world. It's like I don't know how the English term for it is. Maybe you can explain it better in English. It's like I put these tokens into a different, I don't know. So sorry, I'm missing the English word right now. But
It's like,
can you explain what staking
yeah,
is?
I mean, in English, like it is the word staking, really. Like,
Oh, it is. Okay.
I'm holding a stake in something, right? Which means I'm owning a part of it. But from what I know as well about like blockchain based staking is that because so recently, for example, Ethereum forked in almost like completely entirely to proof of stake, and the reason that they did it, and that's a community driven, democratized kind of decision, by the way, because everyone like there's this kind of like 51% concept where like there's no Ethereum company as such, or there's no Hive company that says, oh, we're switching over to this. They need the support of everyone who's staking or mining that blockchain to fork over to this fork and agree we're going into proof of stake now. Ethereum did that very successfully, which actually reduced the energy bill effectively by 99.9%. Because before that, it was just proof of work, which is this kind of like hard mining that's done by computers, which is why lots of people were buying like graphics cards and that sort of thing. So yeah, proof of stake. So the concept of proof of stake is, by holding a stake, I'm also like contributing to its value, contributing to the blockchain keeping up, basically, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just to answer Robert's question real quick, can you
Oh,
lose money from by the? I assume that you mean can you lose money from investing in Hive or something like that? 100%. Of course, absolutely. Like you can invest in anything, like any investment that you make in any commodity or in any stock or anything like that. 100%. You know the value, like everything, is speculative, right?
yeah, sure.
But you can extrapolate that to British pounds and United States dollars as well. Like it's at the end of the day, that's the value of these things for fluctuating all of the time.
Yeah.
Of course, you can 100%, and we're not even here to like advise you either way on that sort of thing.
No.
What I think is attractive about this is not like on an investment level, it's on a creation and reward level, right? That's what attracted me to it, because I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't positioning itself to me as an investment opportunity, it's just positioning itself to me as like a place where I can create something and the community rewards me. Going back
Right.
to the Reddit concepts, like the Reddit analogy, it's not even an analogy, it's basically the same thing but just on different back end. Like if you create something and you put it on the internet and people like it, you should be rewarded for that. This is just a way that it gets rewarded. So instead of the likes and upvotes being a data point for the company, the organization that runs that thing, it's just a token on the blockchain which has speculative value, which means it's tradable on the block, which is also tradable on the blockchain, which has monetary value, right? But absolutely, all of these things are, fluctuating and speculative in their value. 100%. I hope that answers your question, Robert.
Yeah. But yeah, what you said an important thing, and I want to talk about this real quick. So what is very interesting for artists, it's not only for musicians, but creative people in any way, is what I think is so great is, like, before, in the normal world, I only earned with my final product. So when I sold a song, I earned money. Okay. But this now feels so different, because it's like I earn with my creative process and not only with the final product.
Right.
I can make posts about, hey, people, I'm working on this song. I do this quite often, say, hey, I'm working on this song, and look what I got until now, the first minute or whatever, post some sneak peeks. and people upvote these posts, and I already earn, even if my product is not finished. And that's so different, and that's so cool, because I show people, yeah, the whole process, and people love this. People really want to know about this. So people are really interested here on the Hive blockchain to know about your background, about why did you make this song, what happened to you, where are you feeling, what are you doing in your free time, and whatever. The people just want to hear this, and
Yeah.
you earn while posting it if people upvote it. And so this is a really different thing
Sure.
than on the normal platforms. And this is, for me, it's a very important difference. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that resonates a lot, because like I remember something you said in the written interview that we did before on Unlock Your Sound. You said something about like your fans participating in your process, like they're participating in the creation of your art, and in their participation you're already getting rewarded.
Yeah.
Rewarded, like you said, for the process.
Yeah,
right?
that's so cool. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's great. Like, and it also just like any model that you have about the music business before, it blows up completely when you start thinking about this stuff.
yeah.
So to answer Will's question,
Yeah.
as well, at least this is my response to that question, because it's a really good question. So Will asks, when people like your post, you earn ? Does your post have an initial value? So my response to that is, when you post, people vote on that post, and the vote speculatively has value, if that makes sense, because that vote is based on a blockchain token, which means it's tradable for other blockchain-based tokens. It has market value. No one can say why it does any of this stuff have value. It just does speculatively, right?
Yes.
But that's the difference between a Reddit upvote and a Hive upvote, because you can't trade the Reddit upvotes. I mean, it'd be amazing if Reddit went blockchain on the back end. That would be weird, because all of a sudden these upvotes will probably have some market value, right? Which would be interesting. But Reddit's a company, right? So that probably can't happen, even though they have done something interesting recently where the avatar you create is an NFT on Reddit. So that's
really
interesting. That's a very that literally popped up recently, which is quite interesting.
okay.
So but Raven, how would you answer that question from Will? Was there a different way you would say that?
Yeah, like I already said, you earn when people like your post, depending on how big their own account is. And I mean, so just to give you an example, if you have 0 Hive power. That means you can vote, but it's not changing anything. It's not earning the other people anything. But there are people who have more than 1 million Hive power. And this makes a big difference. So I know people that if they put 1 like on my post, I can earn up to like 60 Hive with this 1 like. And that's crazy.
Sure.
And so many of these people who have been there since the beginning and really used it like every day have huge accounts. And this is really making a big difference. So it's also important to maybe like make the right connections, draw the attention of the right people to your blog to get these bigger votes. And your other question, does your post have an initial value? So you mean that even if nobody votes on it, that it already has value? Is that what you mean? So this would be a no. So if nobody would vote on my post, then it doesn't have any value. So I would not earn with it.
Right.
But to get votes, so there are things like tags, like you might know from Instagram maybe. So you can see here, hope you can see this. These are the tags I use in my post. So I can use 10 tags, and depending on what tags I use, people could either find the post under the tag if they search for it, or also there are many communities on Hive which created their own tokens. So for example, let's say here Creative Coin is a community on Hive, and they have their own token, Creative Coin. And if I put this tag in here and somebody upvotes my post who holds Creative Coins in their wallet, I automatically not only earn Hive, but I also earn Creative Coins. So, and this is a way to earn many tokens at the same time. So I always have like 2 or 3 or 4 community tokens in here. And normally I don't only earn Hive, which you can see here, but I also earn different other tokens with it, which I could still just sell for Hive, or I could stake or whatever. Every token is different. So it's like you would earn in multiple ways, and it really makes a difference if you use your tags right. So this is very important.
I remember once, Raven, you sent me a pizza token, which was really cool. Like there's a token called pizza.
Yes.
And I appreciate it because I really like pizza.
Yeah, that's also a cool thing. So maybe we could see it here. So for example, if I hold pizza tokens in my own wallet, which I do, then I could tip other people these tokens while commenting on their posts. So for example, Steve C, this guy here, commented on my post, used this command !pizza, which means that I right away earn 0.1 pizza tokens because he used this command. And it's the same thing. It's not like he has to give his pizza tokens so that I can earn. He doesn't have to give anything. He just has to hold his own pizza tokens, and I earn while he uses the command. So you might already see that you can earn in multiple ways, and it just stacks up and stacks up. So it might sound maybe stupid in the beginning because you only earn like 2 cents here and 2 cents here, but it's really, this whole system is like adding up. And if I go to my wallet, so this is, for example, my Hive engine. This is where I hold all my Hive tokens. So you can see it's pizza, it's woo, it's so whatever. It's like long list.
That's awesome.
And I have 147 different tokens, and it's not like I bought them. It's like most of these I earned through posting.
Sure.
So yeah, this all adds up. So for example, if I stake my pizza tokens and I have 11,000 tokens staked, and that means I get 12% APR interest per year. So, I mean, where do you get 12% for your money on the bank? It's crazy. So, or for example, like I showed you before, if I stake my Hiveback dollars, I get 20% APR, which is insane for the normal world. So yeah, all these things is like a whole circle which goes round and round. You can, you earn here, you add other tokens here, you stake them, it's like a real whole investment plan already.
Sure. There's a question.
Yes.
Because we'll wrap up relatively soon, and then we'll drop the PDF and talk about how people can follow you, especially your Discord server as well. I think people should join that sort of thing. But on a music level, like, because you've mentioned some things to me before about how you kind of sell the music behind NFTs, which I thought was really interesting. Even like selling something about stems and NFTs and that sort of thing. I found that really interesting before.
Yeah, but should we just answer the question before?
Oh yeah. So this question from Daniel is a really good question actually. I'd love to, because I know what I think about you about this, because Daniel's saying, with your success on Hive, do you still use a DSP to publish your songs publicly? A DSP like Spotify or something like that?
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure what DSP is. So
yeah, sure.
Actually, yes, I still publish my stuff on on Spotify, Amazon, and all these normal platforms, but I use a crypto distribution service to do this. Sure. And this is quite interesting because I have it here. It's very new. It's called Blocktunes, and so I can use this as a distribution service. So if I send my songs here, then they are sent to Spotify, Amazon, and whatever. But still, they are at the same time, they are also for sale on this platform here, which means that people can buy it as an NFT on this platform.
Right.
So it's a little bit like Bandcamp, if you guys know this,
Yeah.
but all with NFTs. So my songs are automatically an NFT, and if somebody buys it here, he buys my song as an NFT. And at the same time, it still gets distributed to the normal, other platforms. So that's
really cool. The fact that like it mints an NFT for you and distributes it, because I imagine like there'll be people on Hive who engage with you on Hive and discover you on Hive, but they might still listen to music on Spotify or YouTube.
sure.
What have
Yes,
you.
sure.
What you've got going here is a very diverse but connected ecosystem. Like it's like a body of work of connected components, if that makes sense. And there's a lot. It doesn't mean to say that you don't do it the normal way. It can help. Like it all works together. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the whole music world on the blockchain is still so new that most of the platforms are not really established yet. So I think right now it's still important to still use normal services. But I think the more time that passes, the more unimportant these will become, because there will be more platforms being established here. So I know a lot of different music platforms which are currently being built, and of course you never know how it will be in the end if it works, but
Sure.
Many people are just trying to build up this whole music community on the blockchain. So I think we still need to be a little bit patient, and it just takes some more time until the normal platforms will be not really important anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, like, and the thing is, what I want people to take away is like, it's not about one blockchain, or it's not just about Hive or just about anything like that. It's like, and I wouldn't even say to someone either, I wouldn't say go all in on this. I wouldn't even say that, but like, get to know it, like, sign up to Hive, just get an idea of what this means, like just to feel it out. And you might get rewarded out the beginning. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight either, right? Like it's just like,
no, of course not. I mean,
you've made loads of posts, like it's definitely a grind, right?
Yeah, of course it's not like you're getting rich overnight. I mean, it's not gonna happen. But it's just
rewarded though.
Yeah, you get rewarded for much more than
100%.
I experience in the normal world. So
100%.
because it just has so many layers and so many different aspects, and you can just use these to work it all together. So for example, I'm still using Twitter because it's still important, and there are a lot of crypto people on Twitter, so it's always cool to use Twitter to market your crypto stuff. And so it's many different puzzle pieces that make the whole picture, and it's 1 hour is not enough to
100%
to draw this picture. So yeah,
cool. At that point then, I think we'll take any last questions. Let's drop the PDF in there, and I think, Raven, your Discord server link, if you've got that.
Yes, it's also in the PDF file.
Oh, great. Of course it is.
Maybe you could see it here. So here I summed up some of these possibilities that are there. So what could you do on the blockchain? So you will get this this PDF, so you can read whenever you want, and it's just an overview of what I use and what I do, and what different and this is not like a full list. It's only bits and pieces. So it's like every day I experience something new on this blockchain, because there are so many aspects, and this is just a rough overview. And here are some links. So here's this where you could sign up, and here are also links where you could see more about my project, and maybe like you could see my NFTs here, or my post, my blog again, and my Discord server, just to get you an idea how this could look, how I use it. Yeah, and the question, does Raven put the same posts on each blockchain, Hive, Wax, and Raven? So I'm not using the Raven blockchain at the moment. I'm just planning to. And Wax doesn't really have like a blogging platform as far as I know. I use Wax for creating my NFTs because it has such a great NFT platform, and you have so many possibilities there. Hive, you can do NFTs on Hive, but it's still a little bit more limited right now. That's why I switched it over to Wax, making my NFTs on Wax. So I normally post on Hive, market this through my Discord server, Twitter, and do my NFTs on Wax. That's my kind of, how I use these blockchains.
Great stuff. Yeah, thank you so much, Raven, for coming on and doing this. Like, I mean, that was 1 hour and it's a lot of stuff, but it doesn't even scratch the surface. So we'll have to figure out a way that we follow up with this. But I think this has been really great. I hope everyone here has found it useful. I think let's if we drop that PDF in the chat. And then I'll let everyone go from there, if that's all right.
Right. So I hope this works for you guys.
There you go.
So yeah, thanks for having me here. Was great. I'm really excited about this whole crypto thing, and I hope to bring over more artists in this world. Yeah,
because there's so much room for like artists in there. Like it's just like, you know, like that's what I was saying before. Like dive in, start creating stuff, and see what happens. We're not trying to sell this as an investment opportunity or anything like that.
No.
I would like, you know, and that's the thing about this. You don't have to put in anything apart from your creativity.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to. That's the thing. That's why I think that's why they say proof of brain and stuff like that, or creative coin, because it's not about putting money in and then hoping it will grow. It's about putting your brain and creativity into it and being rewarded, right?
Yeah.
Has everyone managed to get that PDF link? All right.
Great.
I'll just give it a minute to make sure that everyone's got the PDF. Got the PDF. Something that can generate more income for artists is always something to listen to. Yep, makes perfect sense to me. Okay, cool. So, but if you have any troubles with the PDF or something like that, or you have a question for us, you can email me, Chris at unlockyoursound.com, and then we'll take it from there, or go to Unlock Your Sound and contact us from there, that sort of thing. But I think you're mostly all on the email list anyway, so you probably know how to get in touch and all of that stuff. Thank you everyone for coming on. I'll let you all go, and we'll speak again soon. Thank you so much, Raven, for coming on. That was really cool.
Thank you. It was great. Thanks.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. Right.